YouTube, what's up? Yetiness here. I want to emphasise the ness so I can just really differentiate. This is my second channel where I do reactions now, apparently. Welcome back to another one of those. In the last one, if you didn't see it, there'll be a link in the description. I started my new series, Hip Hop Head Reacts to Metal, inspired by Rock Reacts, Metalheads React to Hip Hop. I'm going to be doing another one today. We did Master of Puppets last time, and it was very energetic. Really got me, you know, wild up. I don't know what I'm not used to it. I'm not used to metal, but it was really good. I had a lot to say about it. I don't think I could really summarise everything because I made a lot of very different points. Today we're going to be listening to Hallowed Be Thy Name by Maiden. This is one that I probably will have heard before, and I want to, you know, I don't want to I want to be clear about everything. You know, if I think I've heard it before or not, I want to try and be clear about that. I think I've heard this one before. I think I haven't heard it before because I don't. Like, when I hear the name, nothing comes into my head, song-wise. Alternatively, like, the next suggested one is Fear of the Dark. I know Fear of the Dark. I could sing Fear of the Dark right now if I didn't have an awful singing voice. I don't know this one, but I do know that this was the second song in the 100 best metal songs of all time that comes up when you search metal on YouTube. It's the second song. I also know this was my dad's favourite Iron Maiden song, and he's a big Iron Maiden fan. He's seen them plenty of times before. I also was a big Iron Maiden fan growing up. This is one of the bands that when I was growing up that I did like. We'll see what happens. Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's another long one. That's just a metal thing, I think. Little lyric video. By Sagittariatic, if you're wondering.
I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime. At 5 o'clock, they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low.
Okay, it just started. I was about to say I can already tell it's about to pick up hugely, but then I heard the ding. Right, so I paused it. Dude in prison, obviously on death row, taking him to the gallows, so he's gonna get hung. Time's running out. It's the end of his life. You can see. I mean, the picture in the background gives it away a little bit there. With whatever the fuck that is holding the bell. I've seen a lot of the Iron Maiden imagery before. As I said, I was a big fan as a kid. My dad's always has been a big fan. So I know about like, Eddie and stuff. I think Eddie, that's not Eddie though, is it? I could be wrong. But I thought Eddie was like more of a person. I won't have any to hand. It'll be over there. There'll probably be a few albums talking about because I have all my hip hop CDs down here. His time's running out, and that was similar. What I really liked, it was kind of subtle, not really, because it was pretty easy to pick up on, but sort of like it wasn't the main part of the track. With all the sort of strums, there was like a bell chime in the background, which I think was integrated really well. Yeah, this is a very Iron Maiden riff. I call it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm calling it riff. Not 100% sure if that's what a riff is, but I think so. Ooh. This is Iron Maiden. I only got one ear for him. What am I doing? You've got to appreciate the craft of any sort of piece like this where there's this many layers. This is a band. You've got the guitarist, you've got the bassist, you've got a drummer, and obviously you've got the vocals. I'm not 100% sure if there's a secondary guitarist. I don't know if anyone's on any sort of keyboards, But like, to record, first of all, to play a piece like this with everyone playing at the same time at the same speed, everyone's on the same page, to play a song with like 5 people potentially, keeping that all together in like a way that, like a natural way, is hard enough. It's hard enough keeping everyone together like that. But then recording everything individually, recording the drums and recording the guitar, and then like mastering them all. I don't know if they master them all individually and then bring them together and polish it off. I don't know if they just mix them all together and then do an overall master. There's a craft to it. And this is credits to not only the band, because first of all, huge credits to them when they've got to write the lyrics, they've got to write, you know, the guitarist has got to write his guitar riffs, the drummer's got to write his drums bit, and they've got to bring all that together in a natural way that makes it sound like it was meant to be together. And that, I can't even, that can't be easy. That can't be easy to bring all that together like that and have it sound like one piece, one project. It's really good. But it's also a huge credit to the engineers and the producers who, first of all, help record this, but then also bring it all together in post and make everything work together. It's just really good. I think that's something which is a huge credit to rock and metal and that sort of thing, because it does take. It's not easy. It's not easy. I've never tried to do it, but I know that it's not easy. I do like the lyrics on this one, slightly more than the last one. But like I said, Master of Puppets, I got the gist of the message, and the lyrics were fine. This one I think is better, and it's different because this one's trying to tell more of a specific event by event story rather than generally trying to tell a story through a metaphor sort of thing. But I think so it's a different type of message that the lyrics are trying to convey between this song and the last one. I don't have much of a basis for it, so obviously I'm going to compare the two songs, and I know there'll be people that could be listening to both those songs, and they're completely different songs to them, just like there's 2 hip-hop songs that someone, like a metalhead, might listen to and think they're very similar, that I would see as completely different songs. Having said that, I do slightly prefer the lyrics on this one. That line a second ago, he rhymed sorry and before me. That's what I'm talking about in the last one, when I was talking about sometimes the way you present words, they might not necessarily rhyme, but the way you present them makes them rhyme. I think that's an awesome thing that gets done quite a lot in hip-hop, and he just did it there, and I thought it was really cool. I like the lyrics in this one. It's telling the story quite well, and it's still lyrically quite strong, so yeah, no, this is a good one. This is a good one. Again, I don't know who wrote this. I believe this singing is Bruce Dickinson, though. I know that there was a few-year period where Bruce Dickinson was not with the band for whatever reason. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to try and guess like I know. And Blaze Bayley took over. I think that was for 2 albums. I think it was X Factor and another one that I don't remember the name of. I believe very late 90s / early 2000s. I think X Factor was maybe 2000 or 2001. I could be wrong, but I know that for a while it was not Bruce Dickinson, it was Blaze Bayley. I know they did 2 albums and they weren't that great. Is what I know, is what my knowledge is. And then Bruce Dickinson came back and did some of my favourite albums by them, actually. Brave New World and A Matter of Life and Death are 2 of my favourite albums, and they were sort of like right as Bruce came back, so sort of like early mid 2000s, like to 2006 or something, like Matter of Life and Death. I could be completely wrong, but whoever's singing this, who I believe is Bruce Dickinson, because he's got a very distinct voice, very, very good voice, and whoever's written it is very talented as well. It's just dope. It's just dope. It's just coming back to what I said about bringing everything together, but the way the drums sounded dope, and then they led into a big guitar strum. The way they complement each other was just good. I really like that. Composition, it's really good. You really could close your eyes and just like vibe out to this. If you're in the right mood and the right place for this sort of thing, I can absolutely imagine why people can like get really into this, because you can just vibe to it. Like, it's just the right. It's great. It's really good. It's really good. Side note, by the way, also two side notes. First of all, I want to know more about the artist that made this and all the rest of their art. I don't know if it's the same person that's done all of it. I know they've done some slightly different styles. Like the Somewhere in Space and Time is the album called. It's like painted different to this, but then they've been making albums for like 40 years, something ridiculous. But this artwork's dope. Every Iron Maiden piece of artwork, sorry, I don't know if I'm spiking my mic a bit. Every Iron Maiden piece of artwork I seem to see, whether it's an album cover, whether it's like promotion material, whether it's whatever this is, wherever this has come from, this might be fan art for all I know, but that is dope artwork. Who's painted that? That's sick. Side note. Other side note, when I was talking about the composition stuff, something that if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check out. Genius, the lyric website, do a series called Deconstructed. They talk to usually producers who produce beats for popular hip hop songs, and they go, "Oh, this is how I made the beat for EXO Tour Life." You should watch the one. I can't remember the name of the song. I was trying to remember while I was listening to them, but I didn't want to zone out of listening to this. Redbone. Redbone by Childish Gambino. The daylight, bing, 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 bing. Watch the deconstructed video for that, because it was ridiculous. The amount of layers they had to create in that song. All these, we got this instrument and played this little bit, got this instrument and plays like this tiny little melody that you hear once in the back of the. And he plays all these instruments and layers them all together, and it's really sick. If you haven't seen that, he's Scandinavian, I think he's Scandinavian. The guy who Glover worked with to make that song. He's like a musician, producer, composer sort of thing, and just all the layers that he used and put together to make that song. It was just really awesome watching him go through everything and all the instruments they used to make that one song. You know, sometimes you don't even realise it. I thought it was really dope, and I wanted to talk about that because it's fucking awesome. We're gonna finish it. Guaranteed. I know I said it before that I probably know most of the big Iron Maiden songs. That was probably the one big one that I didn't know already. And I stand by. I've definitely heard that at some point in my life because there's no way I haven't. Growing up listening to Iron Maiden, growing up my dad listened to Iron Maiden. I know that's his favourite. I'm sure I've heard it before. I didn't know it. Even though I've listened to it, I don't remember it as something I've heard before. But the rest of them, the big ones, I probably know. Having said that, we're gonna do more Iron Maiden on the channel because that was fucking dope. Guitarist, I wish I could remember his name, but I can't. Bruce Dickinson. Oh, that was a good song. That was a really good song. All my links are in the description. All my socials are on screen. Check me out on Twitter. Check out my main channel. I upload gaming videos, very different styles of videos to these. But if you're interested in gaming, check those out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Suggest songs in the comments below, any genre. I'll give them a go. Thank you. I'm out. Peace, guys.